once upon a time. In 1972, Renate and I started our journey here in this kitchen. 50 years later, we're finishing our journey here in the same kitchen again. October 2016. After a handshake agreement, I started cooking WineFood in front of the cellar door from my traveling kitchen. Soon the WineFood idea moved into Schingelbeck's kitchen. A few months later, the kitchen has been improved to a fully functional WineFood kitchen. Thank you, Schingelbeck, for creating a happy place for a happy WineFood chef, filled with happy customer and happy food. The tasting kitchen next to the tasting room has been the playground for many WineFood ideas, served on spoons, platters, tasting plates and as WineFood sushi bites. Last but not least, in November 2019 we started the Seafood on the Rocks experience. I had wine-infused dishes served on frozen rocks and ice, all made and served with Schingelbeck wine. Here in my tasting kitchen at Schingelbeck is the birthplace of WineFood McLarenvale. Food and wine matching is done forever, and cooking with wine has a long-standing history. If it comes to food and wine matching, we all have our own wine matching rules and personal preferences. And I'm not going to change that. What I have been changing is the intensity of cooking with wine. In my own search for a pathway or guidelines to food and wine matching, I started with the question, how does taste works? I also questioned the comment saying food and wine is made for each other and agreed to add on if made for each other. Taste, aroma and the visual impression playing together to build the taste sensation. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter and the meaty umami flavor are detected by our taste buds. To make food taste complete and balanced, we need all 5 ingredients in our dish. Sweetness can be delivered by sugar, honey or sweet fruits. Saltiness by bacon or anchovies. Acidity from lime, vinegar or tart fruits, and bitterness from orange peel or juniper berries. And now, here is a proud moment, exactly the connection between food and wine. Wine has all the flavor elements of food. Grape juice will deliver sweetness and acidity. Wine isn't exactly salty, however, minerals producing subtle earthiness and bitter notes are coming from grape skin and seeds. And finally, the umami is found in full-bodied wine. Here I have developed a 5-step method of WineFood cookery. Seasoning method and wine-based recipes are the backbone of this undertaking. The whole food menu is designed for the enjoyment of wine. Here I deliver aromatic food and maintaining a clean palate for a satisfying wine experience. I really like you to come as guest and leave as friend of WineFood at Schingelbeck. My name is Horst, the crazy chef who came up with the brilliant idea of bringing food food and wine a little bit different together, as you might know. The reason for my philosophy is somehow born in my professional past, based on arguments with front of house people, customers, in particular winemaker like to argue with us chefs about too much spiciness in your food can hinder you to a large extent to tune into the finer ends of a good wine. The winemaker going this far that they say they don't want any food in order to be able to sense the finer ends in wine rather than fighting with garlic, chili, ginger or pepper. However, as a chef I like to use aromatics and I have therefore developed a 5-step method of wine food cookery as I call it. All the heavy spices are in your food but in a different format. Rather than putting the spices directly onto the food, I have the tendency to crush the seeds with mortar and pestle or use a stick blender and destroy the wine. So aromatics going straight into wine. Alcohol and acidity has now the ability to drag some of the goodness out and pass it on through the wine. And then I reduce quite often 2 or 3 liters of wine with a flavor profile which I want to capture to one little unit like this. So this is 3 liters of wine, aromatics dissolved and then reduced. Now I have a liquid tool rather than putting the spices directly onto the food. The aromatics are dissolved in wine and will be absorbed from most of the food a little bit easier. And lucky you wash it from your palate with 1 sip of wine or water if you have to, also a little bit easier. The second step, simple things, potatoes, pasta, rice, couscous, all of this is usually cooked in water. Steaming is widely done with water. I have the luxury to use shingleback wine for most of it. In particular, this step produces quite interesting side effects. In particular, dry white wine if reduced, the level of acidity goes up almost to a level of vinegar, so I can get pickling moments going which you might know from kimchi or gherkins. So all of this is happening in the background music of wine food cooking. You can be almost certain that every element on your plate has seen wine or wine reductions in one way or another before it even hits the frying pan. So much about the philosophy of wine food. I can see in your eyes you're rather hungry. You want to know, you want to know what's on your plate. The first course is a Fiano cured ocean trout and a smoked ocean trout mousse with a fresh Fiano and apple salad. You have verjus butter on your table. Verjus is semi-ripe grape juice reduced, incorporated into your butter. And my lovely wife Renate has made the bread also with wine rather than water. Now you understand where I'm coming from. The second course today is barramundi. I was lucky enough to catch a large fish. Have taken the neck and the tail off and have made a farce as we call it. What you see on top, the farce is nothing but the flesh of the barramundi placed in a food processor. As aromatics today I have chosen fresh dill, a little bit of mustard and a Fiano reduction. As a side dish for your barramundi, some black rice peeler, also cooked in Fiano. Some little mandarins, they have been grilled in Fiano all night. And roasted white zucchini. And a little garnish tomato concassé. Tomato concassé is peeled tomatoes tossed in olive oil with Fiano again. This is your next course and your stew in a minute after your walk. And then the fish, the main course today is French-inspired lamb. I have punished this lamb for 3 days in Shiraz and then it's slow cooked and braised. As a side dish for your barramundi, a Duchess potato with toasted hazelnuts in it. Then we have 2 Shiraz elements, there's Shiraz cabbage and also some melons, they also have been drinking Shiraz all night. And 3 veggies, there's steamed cauliflower, some caramelized mushrooms and cinnamon carrots. This is your main course if you are growing. And then we have sweets based on Shiraz, a little bit more Shiraz, and some chocolate. There's 5 little elements on your dessert plate. A dark chocolate mousse with deep block Shiraz, 45 berries, a little ramekin with red wine creme brulee, a parfait which is essentially an ice cream and chocolate ganache. That's your mission if you choose to accept it. Thank you very much.
It's a very modern smear.
Here I am, proud of my work, thankful for my time in hospitality, grateful to people who inspired me and extremely lucky for drifting into retirement with so many happy memories. I can't think and wish for a better ending into a new beginning. I thank you all for being part of this journey. Horst, the happy wine food chef and now apprentice retiree.